took us about six and a half hours to get from Marion Bay to Rapid Bay, mainly because the bus only does about 90 on a good day when there's not a hill. And old Schnitty put in the hard yards today, the old girl, didn't she?
Almost about as hard as the yards I'm putting down. Sweating bullets.
It's pretty hot. I don't think we're as bad as we were when we got to Mount Ive, but it's still quite warm. But I don't know if you can see, it's a bit hard. The beach is literally there. So I think we're gonna get little Susie off the trailer, and then we might go for a quick dip, and then hopefully we can try to find somewhere that sells adult beverages.
I'm quite parched.
Yes. But yeah, we made it.
Yeah, crazy driving through the hills and stuff. Didn't realise that the hills come right up to the ocean like this.
Yeah, and poor Schnitty was struggling.
Second gear,
hard.
just bloody bouncing off the limiter just to try and get up hills.
Poor baby. She's had a big day, but now she gets to rest for a week, and then she gets to do it all again.
Must hate life, eh? Does nothing for a week, a month, and then just gets absolutely pounded for about 4 hours straight to get us to the next spot.
Poor baby. She does us well though.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Let's get settled in and we'll take you on an adventure.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
Or the next day. We have to do
next day.
groceries at some stage.
Yeah.
Bye.
Shelby with the piece once again.
Oh, hero.
What's up, everyone? We are back at it again.
Yep.
We've been in Rapid Bay now for 3 days.
I think this is day 3.
This is day 3. First couple of days were pretty good. They were hot, like really hot.
But we got the beach right there.
Yeah, having the beach right there is mint.
It was awesome.
And then yesterday was a little bit, how's it going? Bit of rain, bit of wind.
Bit of cold.
Bit of a chill day. But today we are heading out to Blowhole Beach out in the national park. So we're going to go head out there and have a little explore and see what's going on.
Hopefully it's good.
Pro tip, if you're going to be staying in a state for a little while and you're going to be doing some exploring, buy a national park pass that is longer than, or you know, is going to be at least long enough for how long you're going to be there.
In that state.
In that state, yeah. We bought one in Marion Bay for the Irons National Park there, but we got a 2-month pass, and then obviously that allows us to go into all the national parks everywhere in South Australia for 2 months. So, and I think it was like $50, eh?
Yeah, so we don't have to buy another one here, which is great.
Rather than, I think, you know, normally if you go in there,
I think it's like 20 odd bucks a day.
Yeah, something like that.
And yeah, it was only like $54 for 2 months.
Yeah. So that's cool. Pro tip, do that. Save yourself some money in the long run.
But we're the type of people that get the use out of it too.
Yeah, if you're going to be going and exploring a lot of national parks, which we do a fair bit of.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to head out there and see what we can see and jump in.
It's cool to look at.
To look at, or cool weather?
Well, it is cool weather.
Yeah. But yeah, alright, let's go for a little explore.
Let's do it. Just another tip for you that we figured out while Mitchell's setting up the camera is if you get somewhere and you're not really sure about what there is to do other than what's in front of you, sometimes it can get pretty overwhelming Googling places, trying to find stuff to do, and you want to make sure you tick everything off. Go to the information centres. We went not yesterday, day before, and I think we were in there with this lovely lady for about half an hour. And look at this. Look at all this stuff that she's given us, and she circles stuff on the map and tells us where to go and what there is to do, and the good things and the not so good things, and it's so good. It makes life so much easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're always pretty helpful in those places, and they know the areas, I guess, so they can tell you what's good and what's not.
Yeah. Until they give you 50,000 things to do and you only have a week to do it all in.
Yeah.
And then you got to sit there and figure out what's worth it, what's
or you
not.
forget, you just get information overload, and then you walk out of there going, what did she say?
But it is so good. If you are ever stuck or you want a bit more information, stop in at the information centres. They're always so lovely and so helpful.
Yeah, what is it? Social media and stuff's good, because obviously people post stuff that is like cool to go see and do and that.
Yeah.
But you know, you only get that one little snippet, whereas you go to a place like an information centre and they just have everything.
Bucket loads.
Bucket loads.
Bucket loads. Kangaroos everywhere.
Blowhole Beach. Not a bad little spot.
It's pretty cool, like nestled up here in the rocks. Pretty windy part.
Bit of a steep incline on the way down in the car. Sat her in 4 low and idled down.
Yeah.
You probably wouldn't want to come down here unless you had a full drive. I think it even says on the entrance up there, don't come here down unless you got full drive.
Yeah. It's full drive for your legs too. To walk down there. You know.
Oh, it's hard.
It's a lot.
But yeah, no blowholes, which is a bit of a bummer. So, don't know why it's called Blowhole Beach.
Don't know either. It's still pretty cool. Lots of dead fish though, which was weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of dead pufferfish washed up on the sand. All the crows are down there having a time. And you can see Kangaroo Island, which is straight out there.
Super clear, like clear as day.
Pretty cool.
And you can see the little ferry going back across.
Yeah, I think we're going to head back up and head to Cape Jervis now for a bit of a geese. This was a little bit quicker than we expected coming out here.
There's no point going home when we're out. So
yeah, we'll go. I think there's some lighthouses and some lookouts and all that sort of stuff out there. So we'll go for a little gander. Yeah, now we just got to crawl all the way back up again.
Yep. So we'll see you in 2 hours. So we were on the way to Cape Jervis, and we saw this sign for historical site in the Talisker Conservation Park, and it's actually an old mine. So it's a bit of a big trail, but we're going to go do a little bit now.
We're just going to do the little short bit down to the actual
Mine shaft.
Yeah, the main mining area. That's a big loop.
It's cold.
It's a bit chilly, eh?
It's cold, but yeah,
So let's go for a walk.
Let's go have a look, see.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
So today we are in Willunga, Port Willunga.
No longer.
Willunga? That one says Willunga over there.
It's Wollonga Charters, it's no longer.
Alright, well, anyway, there's a big jetty here with a big reef that runs along it at the very end, and it's a super popular dive spot.
Yeah, so they even have like underwater information signs and stuff that you can follow around the reef and stuff like that.
So we've got all our snorkeling gear in the back, and we're going to gear up and go for a little snorkel out there and see
what we can see.
Yeah, it was a bit of a hectic morning after leaving Rapid Bay. There was all these cows on the road.
Stop! Stop! Are you looking?
So we were on a wild goose chase to try and find the farm where the cows were, and we couldn't find it. And
because of my bleeding heart, I wanted to put them away, but Mitch wouldn't let me.
Shelby was scared they're going to get hit by a car, so we had to help the cows.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're here now, so we're going to go for a little snorkel and
see what it's all about. It's something like top 3 rated, so it's meant to be bloody good.
Bloody good.
So hopefully it doesn't disappoint.
Well, let's go for a little swim.
You. Morning.
Hello.
So it's travel day today.
Time to move on.
We are heading to Mount Gambier. We're doing it a bit different today though. I'm gonna drive Susie behind the bus for the first hour or so to Victor Harbour, because it's just too hilly for old Schnitty.
Yeah.
She struggles a bit, so.
Yeah, seeing that hill coming in on the way in, it's pretty steep. On the way here, we almost didn't make it down it because the brakes on the trailer were doing nothing,
Yeah.
and the bus was getting quite hot.
We almost cooked old Schnitty, so.
So yeah, we're gonna convoy it. I'm just gonna tow the trailer, and Shelps is gonna drive little Susie. And
just for the first bit, and once we get to Victor Harbour, we'll probably put her back on the trailer and keep going. Because it is a big drive today, so.
that brings us to the next topic. So we're obviously, everyone does their little routine before when they're packing up and taking off. And one of the things that we always do is check the tyre pressures, which is what this little bad boy is for. Tyre pressure monitoring system. We check the tyres every time, and having one of these just makes life so much easier, because it's got two parts basically. So you got this, which is the receiver, and then these little bad boys on your valve there, which is the little sender unit. And basically what it does is those read the tyre pressure and the temperature of the air in your tyre. So basically, it makes life so much easier. We don't have to go around and you know, with a gauge and check every tyre, because we're running different pressures in all our tyres because we've got them on the trailer as well. But yeah, we went with this one, Safety Dave. We're not obviously sponsored or endorsed or anything by them, so don't think of this as like an ad for them or anything. But we picked this one for 2 reasons mainly. Firstly, it has the pressure and the temperature, whereas a lot of other models just do the pressure. We found it's already saved us once, to be honest, because with the temperature, like as you know, the higher your temperature goes up, higher your pressure goes up. But when we were driving from Port Augusta to Marion Bay, we were driving along, we've been driving for about 45 minutes or something, and I noticed in the trailer, the 2 front tyres were getting super hot. They were like 10-15 degrees hotter, and they kept rising. And I was like, oh, what the hell's going on here? We like done some bearings or whatever. So we ended up pulling over and having a look, and I'd left the bloody handbrake on in the trailer. So
Silly sausage.
So yeah, so it saved us there, which has already, you know, saved us heaps of money. Otherwise we would have driven all the way with the brakes on. The brakes would have been ruined and bearings could have, you know, blown out or whatever. But yeah, that's the first reason. Second reason is, if you call these guys to order one of these, is they actually ask you for your setup, and they, I don't know if you can really see it on the screen there, they customize this display. Like you can see, we've got the 2 front wheels, 4 wheels on the back of the bus, and then the tandem axle on the trailer. So they actually customize that to suit your setup. So whatever you're running, whether it's a car with a single axle caravan or a dual axle caravan, whatever, they'll customize that, and then they send you out all the transmitters, and they're all numbered, so you know exactly what one goes on each tyre. But yeah, definitely a bit of gear worth having if you're looking into something like that. I think there's a couple other brands, like I know Oricom does one, and there's a few other brands, so check them out online, but these guys are definitely good if you're looking for something like this.
Now it's time to hit the road.
Let's go.